Have you noticed your RedNote feed suddenly pushing things like
Yeah.
cars?
Yeah, or like high-end gaming setups.
Right, or outdoor survival gear. And you might think, guys are just suddenly getting way more into lifestyle trends, or maybe the algorithm is just, well, acting up.
But it's not.
No, it's not. This sudden shift in what you're seeing on your screen is actually all about one thing, a massive $70 billion IPO.
Yeah, it looks like a simple content shift on the surface, right?
Mhm.
But underneath the hood of Xiaohongshu, which, we often call Red Note in English, it's this highly calculated financial maneuver.
Definitely. Okay, let's unpack this, because the mission of today's deep dive is decoding the hidden business logic behind RedNote's shifting user base.
Exactly.
We're looking at a platform that built its entire identity, its culture, on a very specific group of people. And now, right before they ask investors for a historic amount of money, they're basically trying to change the rules of their own game.
The stakes here are just astronomical. I mean, when we talk about an IPO, an initial public offering, we're talking about the moment a private company opens its doors to the public stock market.
Right, asking for billions.
Yeah, asking everyday investors and massive institutions to just hand over billions of dollars. And to convince people to part with that kind of money, you need a bulletproof growth story.
And the reports guiding our analysis today show just how aggressive that growth story has become. According to the Financial Times, RedNote is readying for a Hong Kong IPO. And they've made male users a primary growth target. The numbers show the shift is already happening, too. The FT reports that male users now make up 26% of their roughly 350 million monthly active users.
Which is huge. 26% is a staggering chunk for a platform that was historically considered, the absolute domain of female consumers.
Yeah, totally.
Really shows this deliberate structural change.
And the timeline is moving super fast. The Wall Street Journal notes this IPO could happen by late 2026. They're looking at monthly active users crossing the 400 million mark.
Wow.
With a rumored target valuation of over $70 billion. I mean, let that sink in. $70 billion. And we can't forget who's backing them either. Heavy hitters like Tencent and Alibaba are major investors.
Right, and those names really dictate the scale of the ambition. If we connect this to the bigger picture, when Tencent and Alibaba are your investors, you can't just be a successful niche app.
You have to be everything.
Exactly. You have to tell the market a story of absolute universality.
It's like, think about it like a highly successful exclusive boutique. The exact kind of store. There are lines out the door. The customers are incredibly loyal.
Feels like a secret club.
Yes. But suddenly, right before asking the bank for a massive expansion loan, this boutique decides they need to become a massive universal department store.
Right.
They start ripping out the mood lighting and stocking like power tools and sporting goods right next to the luxury perfume.
That visual, the power tools next to the perfume, that captures the jarring nature of this perfectly. It's a total valuation narrative upgrade.
Yeah.
The foreign press and markets are watching this because RedNote has to prove they can evolve from a specialized community into a universal search platform.
Which feels like a massive contradiction to me, because the very thing that made RedNote famous, that highly specific, deeply trusted community, is currently acting as their biggest limitation for Wall Street.
Yeah, we're looking at the classic ceiling of success. To understand why dominating their original market is a problem, we have to look at what RedNote has historically been best at.
Right, which is planting grass. If you ask anyone who uses the app, they'll tell you it's the absolute king of authentic lifestyle recommendations for young female users, usually with medium to high spending power.
And planting grass is such a great term for this. It literally means planting a seed of desire in someone's mind.
Yeah.
You aren't just seeing an ad. You're seeing this beautifully documented post about a hidden coffee shop or a detailed review of a lipstick shade.
And you just have to have it.
Exactly. Before you even realize it, that seed grows and you feel a genuine need to buy it.
It functions almost like a life experience search engine. If you want to know about beauty, fashion, or travel, you don't go to a standard web browser. You go to RedNote to see what real people have actually done.
Because you want the photo evidence.
Right. You want the comments confirming it actually works.
And that structure generates immense user trust. It feels like a friend giving you advice, not a corporate brochure.
But wait, I have to push back here. Dominating a highly profitable space like beauty and fashion sounds great. I mean, why is being a female lifestyle community a problem for them?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture again, it comes down to capital markets. They look at a vertical versus a horizontal platform.
Okay, what does that mean in simple terms?
So a vertical platform does one thing, or serves one demographic, incredibly well. It brings high ad value. But investors will cap your valuation because they see a limit on your growth.
There are only so many lifestyle products to recommend.
Exactly. To justify $70 billion, you can't have a ceiling. You have to prove you can steal market share and daily screen time from giants like Douyin, Taobao, Weibo, and Zhihu.
Right, and this ties into a pretty harsh commercial reality for RedNote. Despite all this talk about shopping, their business model is actually much closer to an advertising platform.
Yeah, they aren't a pure e-commerce platform.
Right, and they are incredibly strong at influencing what people buy, but they're kind of weak at what the industry calls closed-loop trading,
Yes.
which basically means the final purchase. Users read reviews on RedNote, but then they leave.
They go to Taobao or JD or Douyin to actually buy the item.
Exactly. And because they leave the app to make the purchase, RedNote misses out on the final transaction commission, so they must maximize their advertising value instead.
Right. If you miss that final cut, you have to charge brands for the influence you provide up front.
So have you noticed that the real change here is not the product itself, but how people use it as an entry point for daily life?
Changing a daily habit is incredibly difficult. And if they want to boost that ad revenue before the IPO, they have to target where the massive advertising budgets actually are.
Which means targeting men. But it's not actually about the men themselves, is it?
No, not at all. It's a math equation about advertising budgets. RedNote wants to capture the ad budgets for male-dominated consumption categories.
Like cars.
Cars, 3C, which is electronics and gadgets, gaming, sports, outdoors, luxury watches, liquor, fitness, finance, and real estate.
Wow, that's a very expensive list.
It's really interesting to see how these specific categories fit RedNote perfectly. Think about it. These products have really long decision cycles.
Yeah, they're super expensive. You don't just impulse buy a car.
Exactly. They require heavy research. You want to compare specs, and more importantly, you want to avoid pitfalls.
Right.
And that perfectly matches RedNote's existing search plus notes plus comment structure.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. RedNote doesn't necessarily want to become, like, a hardcore sports forum like Hoopoo.
No, definitely not.
Or a heavy video site like Bilibili. They just want to own the space where a guy searches for which laptop or car to buy. Like, they don't care if guys post selfies. They just want their consumer research budget.
Exactly. They want those ad dollars. But the problem is, how do you attract these users quickly before the IPO? You have to buy a massive megaphone.
And they bought the biggest one possible, the 2026 World Cup.
Yep. RedNote secured the broadcasting rights for the World Cup.
Which is wild. And early stream interactions were huge. Male viewers made up over 60% of the audience in the first 3 days.
Which is a massive shift. But this isn't just about showing sports. It's a calculated experiment with 4 main goals.
Okay, what are they?
First, create a massive reason for men to actually download and open the app.
Right, force them in the door.
Second, test the platform's technical ability to handle massive real-time events.
Like a plumbing test for the servers.
Yeah. Third, fix RedNote's weak association with male-oriented content. And fourth, hand a perfect "our growth is far from over" story to IPO investors.
But wait, isn't sports traffic super temporary? I mean, people watch the game and then immediately leave. Does a quick spike in traffic actually help their IPO story?
That's the billion-dollar question. The World Cup brings event-driven traffic. It's temporary.
Right.
The true test, and what investors will actually care about, is whether these users stick around. Do they search for things, post notes, interact, and eventually consume after the tournament ends?
If they just watch the soccer and delete the app, the whole thing fails.
Exactly. It's a huge gamble.
Which brings us to the ultimate risk. Because RedNote's true moat, their competitive advantage, isn't a magical algorithm.
No, the algorithm can be copied.
Right. The real moat is community trust. It's that feeling of a real person sharing a genuine experience. It doesn't feel like a pure ad or a stare page or just mindless entertainment.
And that vibe is incredibly fragile. As the pressure for the IPO increases, so do the risks.
Yeah.
Like pushing more commercial posts can make the platform feel fake. If users stop believing the recommendations are real, it all falls apart.
And there's the cultural risk, too. Expanding male content too fast could dilute the original community vibe.
That's a huge concern. Bringing in massive crowds from sports and gaming could permanently change the tone of the comment sections.
Yeah, sports forums can be super aggressive. RedNote has always been very supportive and aesthetic.
Right. You don't want to drive away your most loyal foundation just to chase new users.
So what does this all mean? The core challenge isn't really how to attract men. The real challenge is, how does Rednote grow large enough to justify a $70 billion IPO without destroying the authentic, trusted community vibe that made them valuable in the first place?
This raises an important question about these digital communities. Can they scale up for Wall Street without losing their soul?
It's the ultimate balancing act. So think about your own daily habits. Do you think this push for broader content is going to make the platform more of a convenient, everyday tool for you? Or do you think they risk losing the exact magic that made you trust them in the first place?